welcome back to the Fitness Street series. It is the 6th of August 2022. I will be sharing with you my 2-month fitness transformation here on Fitness Street, sharing with you my Bio Impedance results, starting from my first scan that I did in week 2 to the most recent scan that I did today, this morning, 6th of August. I'll also share with you my performance transformation, so how my performance with pad work and Muay Thai has transformed in 2 months, and then also a little bit about my mental health transformation. We'll touch on that as well. So I'll timestamp this video down below if you wish to jump around. So firstly, I am kicking this off by saying that if you're looking at coming to Fitness Street and to lose fat, build muscle, change your life, change your mind, transform your mind, then I definitely recommend doing some kind of measurements the day you arrive or the day after you arrive, like at least in the first week that you get to Fitness Street. The reason being is because you want to be able to look back on your transformation and compare how far you've transformed and how much you've transformed in the time that you spend out here. So if you're coming out for 2 weeks or 2 months or 6 months or whatever, then do something like this. You don't have to, do something like this. You can go to Unit 27 on Fitness Street. They've got a Bio Impedance machine. Now, I should mention, I'm not paid or sponsored to mention Unit 27. I paid 500 baht myself, both occasions. You pay 500 baht, which works out to be 20 Australian dollars. You stand on a machine, you hold 2 handles, and it takes about 60 seconds. And you get a little printout of your results right here. So you put in your name, your height, your age, and your gender, and then it gives you a little printout here. So do this when you arrive, right? And if you want to spend the 500 baht, then do it before you leave, and then you can compare, like I'm doing with you right now, how much your body has changed and what your body composition has done. So have you built muscle? Have you lost fat? And other bits and pieces, which we'll talk about in this video in just a second. If you don't want to spend the 500 baht, then you can just take photos of your body, you know, just in underwear or something, get someone to take the photos for you, you know, front on with the camera, side on, rear, that kind of stuff. Or even just do like a little video. So get someone take a video of you turning around on the spot, which is what I also did at Unit 27. Also, you can just take a little bit of video of your training at Unit 27 or Muay Thai at any of the gyms, and then you can compare how much your training performance has changed over the period that you spend here on Fitness Street. So I highly recommend it. Measurements, photos, video, Bio Impedance, do something. Let's talk a bit about my results here in the video. I should quickly point out that I have a background in like doing competitive like amateur bodybuilding stuff years ago, and I, you know, got super shredded and I was competing and stuff like that. And I did everything naturally, no steroids, no performance enhancing drugs, completely just diet, training, patience, you know, rest, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously with COVID, you know, I put on a bunch of weight. I relocated to the UK for a little bit. Long story short, I put on weight. I was 104 kilos and I'm now 94.5 kilos. I'll throw the conversions up in pounds on the screen if you're watching from the US. So I've lost a bunch of weight, let's just say that. But let's just jump into the results. So I've got my InBody scan from 8 weeks ago, and I've got my results from today in front of me. I'll throw them up on the screen so you can see what's going on here. Okay, so the first thing to point out is how much weight have I lost? Now, you've got to be careful with this because it's a little bit of a trap. I was 104 kilos in the UK. I put on a bunch of weight due to COVID and all that kind of stuff. Like most people watching this, couldn't leave the house, that kind of stuff. So I put on a bunch of weight, and was about 104.0 kilos in the UK. I started losing weight in the UK prior to getting back to Fitness Street, where I was about 95 kilos. So if you look at my test results in week 2 of being back on Fitness Street, I was 95 kilos. You look at my test result taken today, I'm 94.5 kilos. So I've lost 0.5 of a kilo over the last 8 weeks. And you might think, what is going on, mate? You've trained, you worked so hard, and you've only lost 0.5 of a kilo. And this is why I like this kind of testing, because it gives you all the numbers. It tells you exactly what's going on with how much muscle you're building and how much fat you've lost, as opposed to just jumping on the bathroom scales and using that number and just relying on that number. So if you look closely at the numbers of these two tables here, before and after, even though my overall weight has only dropped 0.5 of a kilo, my muscle mass has increased from 46.8 kilos up to 49.4 kilos. And my fat mass in kilos has dropped from 13.6 kilos down to 8.4 kilos. In the bodybuilding world, they call this a body recomposition or body recomp. And so that's phenomenal. And so if you were to just rely on the bathroom scales and looking at 95 kilos versus 94.5 kilos, that would look like a complete failure. But because I've been here for 8 weeks, I've been here for 9-10 weeks. But it's important to use this and look at all the data and go, well, actually, I've actually built muscle and I've lost fat, and muscle weighs more than fat, but I've also reduced my body fat quite considerably. So even though my actual weight has barely changed, my overall weight has barely changed. If you look at the next table of this InBody result, and now when you go to Unit 27 and get this scan done, you can actually go to the InBody website and that will show you how to interpret these results here, right? So you don't have to be a mathematician, or you don't have to be educated necessarily to interpret some of the results here. So if we look at the next table, we got obesity analysis. And obesity analysis, firstly, we have BMI, body mass index, which I always ignore because BMI is not accurate when you're dealing with someone who's has a lot of muscle on their frame. According to the BMI, I am obese, so I ignore that one. The next one that I like to look at is the body fat percentage. So you can see that when I started my Fitness Street journey, I was 14.3% body fat, and I'm down to 8.9% body fat. Okay, so remember, my overall body weight hasn't changed necessarily. 95 kilos down to 94.5 kilos. But you see my body fat percentage has dropped 14.3 down to 8.9. Now the next table is segmental lean analysis. Now I used to care about this stuff when I used to do my amateur bodybuilding competitions, because it gives you a breakdown of how much lean muscle you have on your left leg versus your right leg, your left arm versus your right arm, your trunk. When I was competing, and I cared about symmetry, because you got graded on symmetry, among other things. Having symmetry, having the right muscle mass, on your left arm and your right arm and that kind of stuff was important for competition. But for most of you guys, you probably won't care about that. But it's interesting. And then you got other tables here, which I'm not going to really cover. But the next one is visceral fat area. So visceral fat is just the amount of fat that's surrounding your organs in your abdomen. So essentially it's a VFA, visceral fat area, in centimeters squared. And it gives you a little table. So, anything under 100 is ideal according to this scanner. And you can see like my visceral fat, so the fat surrounding my organs, has gone from 56.7 down to 34.9. So it's cool. And then other bits and pieces you can read and interpret using the InBody's interpretation guide on their website. So the second piece I want to talk about is my performance transformation. So that is evident when I look at videos that were filmed of me doing Muay Thai in week 1 and week 2, and I compare that to today, where I finished my private Muay Thai session at Tiger Muay Thai, and I was with Crew Bird, and I can see that my performance has changed considerably. When I first got here, guys, I came in from the UK. I did a full British winter. It was pretty full on. I spent a lot of time indoors. I did go to the gym, but I was mainly lifting weights. And so, yeah, I got out here and I could not even get through a 3-minute round. I'd gas out so quickly. I was tired very quickly. And yeah, my conditioning was terrible and my performance was terrible, to say the least. But you know what? To be not so critical of myself, the last 2.5 years have been pretty horrific for almost everybody watching this that have suffered loss, pain, misery, that kind of stuff. Without going into all that detail, I definitely put on weight. And I definitely, with gyms opening and closing, I really didn't do any Muay Thai training to the same extent over the last 2 years, with gyms opening and closing and that kind of stuff. So when I got back out here for the first time in 2.5 years, my conditioning was terrible, my performance was bad. But after 8 weeks, close to 10 weeks now as I make this video, my performance is so much better. I can get through my 3-minute rounds now. I just feel so much stronger with my kicking and my punching and my pad work, and I feel just on fire right now. And that's come from training consistently and being in this environment in Thailand and the heat and adapting to the heat and eating well and that kind of stuff. So your performance will transform. The third piece I want to talk about is my mindset, my mental health transformation. Now, I don't want to go into the details, but it has been a very tough battle for me. I've been keeping this one very close to my chest, and it's one that every now and again comes up, and it's been tough emotionally. But the loss of a relationship with Robin has been extremely difficult, and so this place has been very healing for me, and because of the community that's here and the people that I've met. And I'm getting goosebumps as I say that. And I don't want to upset myself, but I feel that this place has really helped me with my mental health. I think had I gone straight back from the UK back to Melbourne, I think I would have been a hot mess mentally, a hot mess. So coming here has helped me mentally. It's helped me a lot. And so I can't describe how much it's helped me mentally. The people that you meet out here, when you come out here, everybody has a story of trauma, loss, transition, some kind of life transition, whether it be they've been made redundant, or they've quit their job, or they have gone from high school about to go to university, and so they come out here. I met a guy today actually who is going to university, but coming out here first to train before he goes to uni. So there's a lot of transitions that people are going through when they're coming out here to Fitness Street. People that have gone through breakups or divorce or substance abuse, or even just none of that. Just people that want to lose fat, build muscle, or people that want to become pro fighters, or people that want to become more amateur fighters, or people that want to get into more martial arts and self-defense. And they're very happy and stable in their career, and they're just coming out here for a month or two maybe they're here for a sabbatical. There's a million different reasons why people come here. Some have traumatic reasons why they're here. Others have less traumatic and more normalized reasons why they're here. So for me, it's helped me a lot. Let's just say that. It's helped me tremendously. The community that's out here is incredible. The people that you meet out here is transformative. You will meet all sorts of people from all around the world that have maybe a similar story to you, maybe different goals to you, maybe the same goals as you, but there's some kind of similarity that people have in terms of we're all here to help each other out. There's people I've met here that have pro fighter goals. They want to become professional fighters. I get along really well with these people, even though that's not my ambition. My ambition is different to that. But everybody just gets along really well. It's great. It's a great community, very supportive. People from all around the world, from every nationality you can imagine. Israel, Turkey, New Zealand, Canada, UK, everywhere. Uganda, if you're watching. It was great to meet you, by the way. It's helped me a lot. It's helped me with my mind a lot. So other than that, I don't want to talk any more about the stuff that's happened with my personal stuff at this point, because I'd rather keep that private. But yes, this place has helped me deal with loss. So I hope this video was helpful and informative, and to round off this video, definitely do some kind of measurements when you come out to Fitness Street, on your first week versus your final day or final few days on Fitness Street. So you have like something to compare to, and you can share your results with your family and your friends, and to yourself. Like, it's good to know for your own information. I am staying on Fitness Street a little longer, and I am going to continue making these videos. So I hope you enjoy these kinds of videos. Please let me know in the comments below when you're coming to Fitness Street. Please share, and maybe I'll bump into you here on the street. It's an incredible place. I really believe in this place the most. I've seen so many transformations that have come through Fitness Street. People that have emailed me, DMs, it goes on and on. Like, I can make a whole other video, probably even write a book actually, on just the stories that I've heard from people that people have shared with me, very personal stories, and I've been lucky enough to get some of those in the series over the years, to try and get more of you guys to come out here to this amazing paradise. If you want to come out here for months at a time, or you want to quit your job, I had literally someone in the DM yesterday said, mate, I've just watched your videos, just quit my job, booked my flight, I'm coming to Fitness Street. I'm like, that's awesome, mate. That's really cool. This place is awesome. Come out here, and I'll hopefully see you guys out here. Otherwise, send me an email, send me a DM, whatever, share your story. I'll be glad to hear it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.